And after doing consultancy work around the world, specializing in wide area networks, I'm going to share my screen.
Tom, microphone.
Okay. Do you hear me now?
Yes. Oh, no. Again.
Okay.
It's okay.
On retiring 30 years ago, I did some consultancy with the Soviet Union, establishing the first public network there under the Boris Yeltsin regime, but decided that because I had traveled the world with IBM, I would join the University of the Third Age and create a virtual U3A. This we did in consultation and with the help of the Open University of the United Kingdom. Traveling around, it very quickly became clear that, in fact, all we could offer was to set up websites for the various parts, which is what we did. And everywhere I went was slightly different. The website and the U3A that we started in Nigeria is still running. They largely did their work through churches. In Singapore, there I am at the back there, if you can see me. They normally follow the UK model, which is to build from the bottom upwards and not to have a hierarchy. We are a very non-hierarchical organization. Singapore were doing very well. In Nepal, the problem was to reach the rural communities. So it was a different sort of U3A. And everywhere that I went giving talks, it turned out that it was slightly different. In India, which is where I settled and lived for 17 years, using that as my base, the U3A movement grew very, very quickly due to the large number of people involved. Belgrade, different again. They suggested that I was not qualified since I had never been to a university. Leaving school at 15, I would not be qualified to run a U3A in Belgrade. But that one is still going. Now, India took the U3A movement to its heart and it has grown very, very fast. Not quite as fast as China, but certainly fast enough. In Kazakhstan, the emphasis was on physical activity, dancing. These are the dancing grannies of Almaty in Kazakhstan. And they are very keen on physical exercise. That seems to be the thing. To stop sharing and go back to our panel. The lesson I've learned from that is that if you want stakeholders to actually hold a stake that you build from the bottom up, it takes longer, but it definitely works because all of those groups in all of those countries are still working and growing and being successful. Generally speaking, I would say that accepting money from the United Nations and people who have lots and lots of cash might well be a mistake because of the fact that they disappear after a few years. We have not disappeared and we are still growing. So rather like the fiction that if you give money to large organizations and large companies, that it will all trickle down to the poor and the dispossessed. That is a fiction. It has never happened. We are still running. Our stakeholders still have their stake. I think that's enough from me, Hannah.